Yeah, I'm starting to get that smell. Good old familiar campfire smell. And it's definitely getting closer. The sky's getting more and more hazy by the minute here. Everybody back at home is about ready to bug out. The plan is to head up to the parent-in-law's place, which is just up tail end of the retreat back in there. They are not evacuated yet, but I wouldn't doubt, it's just based on the evacuation map that I saw, that they would be evacuated next if this keeps up. And so the latest I heard is that I think it was at least 350 acres. This was on the local news. Zero containment, they're saying. That's right, zero containment. So that's not exactly something that inspires any confidence, right? But and they're not even setting firefighters on it just yet because they don't want to risk the lives of the firefighters. I mean, you know, understandable, I guess. But yeah, it just almost makes you feel like they want these fires to burn sometimes, the way they handle them. They were claiming that their resources are stretched to the limit because of all the wildfires going on right now. How about that wildfire in California? That's pretty insane, like 4,000 acres almost. That's a big fire and plenty of structure damage. So yeah, I think one of the people they interviewed from the previous Paradise fire, it was their second time they had to rebuild, and their second time their house got burned down. So we can't complain. We're not that bad off just yet. I'm trying to get a view from up here on the hillside above from our place, and the plan is anyway. I know I got bad lighting. It's really a hot day. It's in the 90s up here, which is unusual for us. They're calling it the Alexander Mountain Fire, though. I guess they have an official name for it now. Yeah. So that's what I can, I guess, link in my videos. The Alexander Mountain Fire. But yeah, it's kind of awkward, perspective here. I'm getting these mountains in front of me. I heard my father went down earlier, and I heard it's pretty dramatic down there in Loveland, which is, you know, where I would like to film, capture some of that, but for the fact that they are talking about how you might not be able to get back up the canyon from Loveland, and so I don't want to take that risk necessarily. This is one of those things in this kind of a situation, like, you got to worry about once you leave, you know, how realistic it's going to be to get back to things. And so yeah, so I'm kind of limited once again, but for my drone, my awesome Mini Ford drone. That's a shout out, I guess, to DJI. Not like they needed one, right? They make the majority of the drones out there. But I'd like to try to get within view of this fire from here. I just want to kind of get an aerial view. This might work right here if these guys don't mind me parking. I know these guys, actually. They shouldn't mind, right? In fact, I'd probably drive up there and check on them, see if they're still up there. Yeah, I'm just going to try to do a little drone flight real quick, try to get an aerial view, see what kind of progress it's made, how close it is. And yeah, they said it's just going to be really dry the next few days, not any precipitation until maybe Wednesday, a little bit of a cool front coming through. Otherwise, yeah, it's the perfect conditions, I guess, in this area, Alexander Mountain area. It's kind of in between here and Masonville, Loveland. And yes, it's been hardly any, practically zero precipitation in that area. So with this super high temperatures right now, it's just this perfect environments for a pretty hot fire. But thankfully right now there's not really much wind, because that's the biggest concern. Like, if things start getting real windy, I'd probably be out of here in well, not a second, not a heartbeat, but it'd take me kind of a slow mover sometimes, but I'd be out, you know, within probably a half hour or so. Because yeah, that can get pretty dangerous. The high wind speeds, we experienced that during the Marshall Fire, and that was I think it was the fastest traveling fire on record because of all those high wind gusts that we had. I'm seeing ash fall now. Yep, little bits of white ash, the familiar sight. But I'm going to try to take off my drone here, and my car's still beeping because I'm not wearing a seatbelt. That's how safe I am. I'll try to take off my drone, see what kind of shots I can get of this fire, head back home, and then touch base, try to work out a game plan. I got to still get probably water, so I'm probably going to try to get to town, Estes Park, not down to Loveland, but Estes, and then head back up because our water light is on. Perfect timing. And it would just be nice to have some water, in the main facility, even if I'm not there. Yeah, it's raining down ash right now, so this is all I can see right now. It's getting pretty low vis. Bomber just flew over right there. Yeah. So yeah, let me see if I can get up on this, up and over this hill here. See if I can get a look at the fire from this angle. All right, give me 1 second. is what it is. Guys. Yeah. Little drones, man. I was a little paranoid at first, but they are pretty handy little tools. Tell you what. Comes to trying to document things. Leave that like so and get out of here before we get in trouble. So yeah, those drones are handy little tools, aren't they? A little commercial drone. I am, just for any spooks that may be watching the show out there, this one is technically lighter than is necessary for a official drone pilot license and all that. And it's really quiet. That's what I like about it. This one's really quiet. Doesn't disturb too many people. And look at this. Look at these little deers. Hunkered down. Oh, I disturbed them. A couple of bucks. What's up, buddies? You guys gotta stay safe. Seems like the wildlife always kind of knows something's up, you know? Yep. Wildlife can always sense that there's something up. Pretty little guy. Oh. Okay. Yeah, there's a deer evacuation going on as well, I guess. It's not mandatory, but it's kind of one of those fight or flight things. You know, you want to stay alive, probably should avoid the heat and the flames and the smoke. But yeah, like the whole time I was sitting out there, I could hear in the background chainsaws, and so I'm assuming that's what they were talking about on the news. Our volunteer firefighter buddy said that they did have a fire line back there, but I don't know, maybe it's kind of old and overgrown, or maybe they're just extending it or adding on to it or widening it. I'm not sure, but it definitely sounds like there's some chainsawers out there, woodsmen out there chopping down some trees. I'm assuming some firefighters out there trying to keep this community safe. So again, hats off to all the firefighters out there, volunteer firefighters, and stay safe out there, guys. That was you can get no better footage though. That's my latest thing, and my latest shtick is the drone shots, because it's really hard to get a better shot than you can get from a drone, especially if some of these natural disasters. So anyway, I'm going to check in with you guys soon. That was just a little drone flyover to see how it's developed right now. As of now, it's about 5:30, almost approaching 6 o'clock. We're going to try to figure out what the plan is from here on out, and I'll keep in touch with you guys. Once again, this is Nightwatch N8. Until next time, I'm signing out.
It's okay, Azure.
Where's all the rest of the babies?
Hunkering down.
I know where's.
No. Alright. Well.
Who's next? Be
No
brave
one.
enough. Steji.
Mm-hmm. Alright, we gotta go.
Yeah, good luck, kitties. myself. Don't wanna be all by myself. Okay, so some of you might be questioning my intelligence, maybe a little bit, why I'm still sitting here after the mandatory evacuation notice. Now it's probably been about 6 hours ago. Only one left here, guard after the homestead, and everybody else pretty much fleed. And it's understandable, you know, the little missus, she has pets. She had her little baby chickies and the 6 cats. So probably a little more trauma on the kitties than it's worth, but it's understandable. You know, Mama Hen wants to keep her little chicklets safe. So, but they all headed up towards the parent-in-law's property. You know, I've filmed it several times now, up in the far back of the retreat. They're not under evacuation notices just yet, but to me it looks like it's really calmed down. And thank God that the weather is really mild. We often get up here, we get some high winds when the weather shifts, you know, from day to night. And thankfully it's just a real calm night. These slurry bombers, they just once again flew past me. Of course I missed it and I didn't capture it on film, but they're doing an amazing job. It looked to me like from some of the drone footage that I was taking that they were just kind of trying to make a little parameter, a little ring around that mountain there. I guess it's Alexander, I guess the name of it. I never knew the name of the mountains around here until now, I guess. But you might still be able to hear some of those fighter bomber, slurry bomber. Some of those things are pretty good size. They look like a passenger plane. And that's pretty dramatic, like I say, when they're flying low altitude right over your head. But yeah, so I was doing a little drone footage. Just right now I was just filming, or now I'm filming, but I was just finishing up on a little bit of last minute fire mitigation. We're pretty good. Ever since the last several fires, we're pretty good at keeping the grass cut real low. There's multiple benefits for that, you know, to keep down, hopefully, that's the theory anyway, to keep down the vole population, you know, so aerial predators can pick them off a little easier. And the biggest thing up here is, you know, fire mitigation, because we're down here we're pretty good, right? We're down here in the meadows. If we had some crazy giant flames, you know, over the hillside up here, it might drop a few cinders on the top of the house. You know, God willing, it doesn't burn down, but the worst thing that would probably happen is this whole valley would fill up with smoke, and that can be pretty destructive as well to all your belongings inside the house. Of course, the one thing you want to do is shut all the windows before you go to try to mitigate as much of that smoke in the air as possible getting in your house on such an occasion. But yeah, I was just doing a little bit of fire mitigation. There's like a fold-up lawn chair up against the side of the house, and the house has got like that vinyl siding, so you want to have as much as possible. We still have some trees that are a little, yeah, definitely not up to code right up against the house, but they're aspen, and so, you know, again, unless there's large flames licking at their heels, the aspen here, I would think they'd be all right. Yeah, some people out there, some of our neighbors we were spotting today, doing a couple last-minute yard chores. And it's good, don't get me wrong, but you probably don't want to wait till the day of when you have a forest fire to start doing, you know, some lawn work. The guy was out there he must have been out there for like 3 hours doing circles around his property. You know, he had about probably 2-3 acres. And, yeah, just last-minute mow. You might not want to, just saying, right? Might want to keep that stuff cut a little more regularly than that, and to do it the day of. But so yeah, we're pretty good at that, but we're not ideal. You know, we still have some trees that are too close to the house. I'm sure the insurance would you know, find ways around things if they wanted to. But yeah, mainly just kind of upkeeping the place here. I was debating going up to town to get some water because the water light's on, and I just planted some trees, man. I got to keep these trees watered, so I got to water myself. Probably got to take a shower someday, but I might try to do that tomorrow. I just didn't want to kind of risk it. I was just kind of getting comfy, and like I said, it just really calmed down. The weather cleared up. The smoke went away. We had ash falling earlier, and it was starting to get to me, like the smoke in the air, burning my eyes and all that. And so I can only handle so much of that. I went through that during the last few fires, Cameron Peak, Troublesome Fire. I did a whole series on that. It's on the YouTube channel. Yeah, it went like literally probably 3 to 4 weeks of inhaling thick smoke in the air. And, like I said, at night, you would get claustrophobic because I swear you felt like you couldn't get enough oxygen. We're already up here high elevation, right? And so, yeah, after a few nights of that, it's kind of when I feel more like calling it quits. But this isn't my first dog and pony show, if that's how it goes, that saying. I don't know, probably not. Probably just made that up. This isn't my first rodeo. This isn't my first wildfire. And so I got an idea, of how to respect, of course, nature and the awesome destructive power of nature. That's what I'm trying to say. And so, I think we're pretty good for now. I'm going to keep, of course, I don't get much sleep at night anyway, so, it'll be kind of a one eye open kind of night, what little sleep I do get. But you're all alone, like I said, and yeah, I mean, if the winds pick up, get insane like they were during those, the Cameron Peak troublesome fires, I'd probably be a little more, keen to evacuating the property here. But for now, it's really mild. It's cooled down quite a bit. And I don't hardly see any smoke over the horizon there. It's just a little smudge of smoke. So my theory is this: just take it with whatever grain of salt. That they'll probably lift those evacuations by tomorrow. I'm thinking, unless fingers crossed, prayers, things change for the worse, and we just have some crazy high winds sweep through, which isn't isn't atypical for this area. Just out of nowhere, the weather will change like that on a dime. And but granted, anything crazy like that, or another fire, let's say, starts up from a cinder or something like that, a little spot fire. My theory is that by tomorrow they'll probably lift those mandatory evacuations, but we'll see. And of course, it's wise to err on the side of caution, like they did. And we've had a lot of tragedies. We've had a lot of crazy weather events, super fires lately in this state. Marshall Fire was another one, most destructive fire in state history. I also got some of that on film, if you want to search through my channel. But yeah, I try to catalog these things any chance I can, because to me it's just interesting, right? It's kind of awe-inspiring to see the power of nature, to see the power and the destructive power. And literally it just kind of puts us in our place, doesn't it? It just kind of makes us feel probably where we should be, on this big giant rock flying through space. Little specks that we are. Little ants on the surface, right? It kind of helps us to reevaluate our place in life, and how important our daily lives are. Something like this that disrupts your pattern. That's what I was really kind of fretting about earlier. It's like, man, I got so many plans. I got so many things I got to get done around here. This is just completely disrupting my flow, right? There's so much work I got to get done before winter up here. Try to. I'm not the best at this. People that know me will vouch for me here. But yeah, you try to be as productive as you can during the summer months, because it's a long, long winter up here. And yeah, so that was my first impression was like, man, come on. I can't just leave everything and be stuck somewhere, some stranger's house or family member's house or hotel room or wherever for the next, who knows, however long, right? 2 to 3 weeks. I think the last time we evacuated, it was 2 weeks. We were away from everything. And what am I going to do, right, guys? I mean, what am I going to do? but this right here. I'm a content guy, right? I gotta have content. I gotta have my tower in there that I do my video editing, and I gotta have my camera on me, and I gotta speak to you guys, because that's, I don't know. I have fun at it, I guess. Keeps me, hopefully it's entertaining, at least, right? Keeps me out of trouble, I guess, let's say. That's what my dad would say, anyway. Anyway, God bless everybody. Thanks for watching. This is Nightwatch N8. I'll keep in touch. You know, once again, it's getting dark. I gotta eat something. I'm starving. I had like a bowl of cereal today and some hummus and chips, I think. And that was it. There's just this constant, you know, rat race, running around in circles, trying to figure out what we're doing. Keeping an eye. I think I got neck cramp, probably a whiplash, just from how many times I looked around opened up the door and looked outside and made sure that there wasn't any flames coming over the hill. But that drone was pretty handy. I don't know if you guys hopefully enjoyed some of that footage. All within regulation, guys, okay? Don't report me. This is a lightweight drone. I don't have to have a license for it. And I, you know, made sure to keep everything, altitude and all that stuff, kosher, okay? Anyway, God bless, Nightwatch N8. Thanks everybody. I know there's a lot of new watchers out there, probably. Hopefully you'll subscribe, like, share, whatever. I'm just out here volunteering my time, so that's what I'm here for. Like I said, I gotta stay busy or I'll get in trouble with something else, right? Robbing banks or something, who knows. Once again, God bless, Nightwatch N8. I'll check back tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Till next time, signing out. That's how you fly at night. Learn something new every day.